What worked for the BJP in the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation polls? Has the Hindutva experiment worked in Telangana? How will the TRS now counter the BJP's rise? Is the BJP now set for a southern surge? That's the big question. I'm going to be joined by K. Kavita, the TRS leader. We'll also be joined by Krishna Sagar Rao, later the BJP spokesperson, Imtiaz Jalil, the AIMIM MP, Javed Ansari, senior journalist. But let's come to you, K. Kavita, first, because this really is a day when it's a wake-up call for the TRS. You are taking, your critics say, Telangana voters for granted for the last 6 years. They've woken you up. Will you concede this has been a wake-up call for you?
Well, certainly there are some things that have to be looked in the party, but you know, Rajdeep, we still are the largest party. We still emerged as the largest party. We stood our ground and people have reposed that faith. We are thankful to them. And of course, since we've lost a number of seats from last time to this time, we'll have to look at it from the party's perspective, which we will certainly analyze and look into. But we have not lost Hyderabad as BJP wanted to, was making tall claims that we will win the mayor, etc.
You may get the mayor, but you've lost the city.
In every cloud. So I believe...
You are claiming that you will retain the mayor, for which you will need the support of Asaduddin Owaisi, number one. Number two, the fact is you've come down from 99 to 56.
Well, 99 was a record-breaking victory last time. That was the first time in the history that has ever happened. And we've lost some seats this time. Yes, we will look into it. But Rajdeep, you have seen TRS has gone through many difficulties and then has bounced back always. And this time around, we will certainly come back with greater force. And the larger agenda of BJP is that they want to make inroads into Telangana. Today they have, won some seats in Hyderabad. That doesn't mean that tomorrow they are going to win any more seats in Telangana. Because as you rightly said, this is also a good indication for our party workers to rise up, and again for leaders also to rise up, keep exposing the lies of BJP at every stage, and keep going ahead. That is what
just look at the number of times you are using the word BJP. Clearly they have emerged as the main opposition, which was unthinkable even a few years ago. Will you concede to that extent that the BJP now is your main opposition? They won a Dubbak assembly seat just a few weeks ago. This was seen as your stronghold. They won a by-election there. Now they've challenged you in Hyderabad. Do you concede now that the BJP is snapping at your heels?
I'll only say that the decimation of Congress has certainly added some zinc to the step of BJP. BJP by default is becoming the number 2 in Telangana, but then it will be a distant number 2 in any coming election further. In Hyderabad, within 10 days, they have brought in a plethora of leaders, played as many divisive tactics and diversion techniques as possible, and they managed to confuse some voters. But since we've learned from this election, we will make sure that we will expose their lies at every stage now, election or no election. We will be in the in a very dynamic mode from now on, trying to explain to the people, trying to counter the lies of BJP at every part. I mean, you've also mentioned things about Hyderabad governance, etc. I'm only saying, but BJP is always in election mode, never in development mode. Now we will give them their own taste of their own medicine. We will also keep exposing them, and we will make sure that the people realize that BJP only talks, but then it never walks the talk. They never deliver on any promises.
Ma'am, the fact is that, as I said, till a few months ago, you were seen as impregnable in Telangana. But there's a sense that TRS has become a family-ruled party. There's a sense that when floods came to Hyderabad, you all were found wanting. So there is also the allegation that the TRS has made a lot of tall claims, but over time, corruption has set in, family Raj has set in, governance has lost out.
Rajdeep ji, this is again a propaganda of BJP. When floods came in, it was all and all TRS corporators, ministers who were in the floods working for the people. All these BJP leaders who came in were never to be seen, point one. During Corona, again, it was only TRS leaders working, BJP leaders were never seen. 3, corruption. If you talk about corruption, there are 100 cases of BJP across the states which they have to talk about first. None of us have any proven corruption allegations today that the BJP is talking about. But look at their own state, Karnataka, what is happening with the Reddy brothers, what is happening to the current CM of Karnataka, what has happened to Himant Biswas, what has happened to, I can give you 100 names of BJP's, proven corruption allegations. The cases have been just kept in suspended animation. So I don't want to open that Pandora's box right now, because today it will look like I am speaking out of pain, but that is not the point. Point here is BJP did manage to win few seats. TRS will bounce back, we'll learn from this, we'll analyze where we have gone wrong, we'll speak within the party, and then make sure in any further coming elections we will stall BJP. And Rajdeep ji, I want to tell you one more thing, point out one more thing.
Yes.
Today in Hyderabad, we emerged as the largest party. We did put a stop to BJP. And why? How could we do this? Is in the last 10 days of this election, we have time and again called out the lies of every tall leader who came in. For example, Amit Shah ji came in. He spoke about various things in Hyderabad. From the same Amit Shah ji's ministry, 4,700 crores was given as a flood relief support to 6 other states, but not even a single paisa was given to Hyderabad. We've exposed that quite a bit. Tomorrow, whenever these BJP leaders again come in making promises, we will make sure that they deliver whatever they say, or we will expose their lies. We are going to counter them. We have the takeaway from this whole election is, to be more dynamic and to keep calling them out.
The takeaway also for some is that in cities like Hyderabad, large minority population, the BJP has succeeded in creating its own Hindutva vote bank. And you are therefore very vulnerable now. You are a party which over time, perhaps people are looking for change in Hyderabad. The BJP is saying that the TRS in a way was hand in glove with the AIMIM and somewhere is playing the politics of polarization, and you've lost out in that game. Do you concede that or not?
See, TRS is not so naive. We understand politics are dynamic. If people do not like a party, they will overthrow you overnight. That is no big deal. But if people are truly angry on you, you lose an election, it is understandable. But if you get succumbed into the manufactured lies that BJP is propagating today, if you get succumbed into the jumla that BJP is propagating today, then that is a mistake of the party. Right? So we are trying to counter the jumla. See, we will explain it to our people, we will work for our people if we have done any mistakes. If people of Telangana believe that we still have to deliver on any of the promises, we have time. We will do that. But then we will not get, played by this deceitful politics that BJP plays today. It has to be a fair game. We will give the taste of their own medicine to them. We will make sure the fight will be fair, because without even lending a helping hand to Telangana, if you want to win in Telangana, we will make sure that the BJP party has to live up to their expectations or lose the election. So I'm only saying, if we have to serve the people, if we have not done anything right to the people, that is people's right, we will go there. But we will not be taken away, or we will not be rooted out because of the lies and the manufactured lies and this social media propaganda and absolutely divisive politics played by BJP. We will not be succumbed into that game. That we are going to counter, and that we will become a model in this country. And then
okay, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll see whether you can become a model and you can take on the BJP, because we've heard from the ruling TRS. I want to bring in now the BJP and the AIMIM, because they are the two other forces, of course. K. Kavita, thank you very much for joining me. Let's go at the moment to the BJP. Krishna Sagar Rao, big day for the BJP today in Telangana. You heard K. Kavita saying that the people have succumbed, she says, to the lies, propaganda, divisive politics of the BJP. How do you respond? Was this a very divisive campaign that you ran, making the AIMIM your target, trying to create some kind of a Hindu-Muslim divide on the ground?
See, Rajdeep, I'm very happy and humbled at the same time for the kind of mandate we were given by the voters of Hyderabad in GHMC. It is a spectacular milestone for Telangana BJP unit. We see it as a rise, an opportunity for us to go into the assembly elections in 2023. And we see the ground shifting under the feet of KCR's party. And the tactics used by Kavitaji actually exposes the shallowness of the position they are in. The package which you are running, the celebrations before Telangana Bhavan, I wonder what they are celebrating. BJP has eaten into 45 seats of
Yes,
them.
but the BJP is
TRS
still,
seats have been,
their argument is BJP is still the number one party, the TRS is still the number one party. You put all your money, your muscle, your top leadership into the fray, and yet you are not number one, is their argument.
see, Rajdeep, what I'm saying, who's the biggest winner in any election, whether you come to power or not come to power? And especially in a state like Telangana, where we were struggling in the assembly seat share at 4, and as an opposition at 3, today we are number 2. And it will not be too long before we are number 1. So
Okay, before I go to Imtiaz Jalil, I want to ask you a simple question, Krishna Sagar Rao. How much of this was by attacking the TRS, and how much of your gain, Krishna Sagar Rao, was simply by playing Hindu-Muslim divisive politics? When a Yogi Adityanath comes to Hyderabad and says, we will rename the city Bhagyanagar if we win. If Amit Shah comes and says, I'm going to bring an end to a Nizam culture, what are you trying to say? You want to create divisive politics in a city like Hyderabad?
Rajdeep, I thought you would know Hyderabad much better. I thought you know TRS and AIMIM are in cahoots with each other unofficially, illegally married. And they don't acknowledge each other's alliance. Now tell me who's polarizing. Tell me who needs to polarize. What? Amit Shahji, when he was here in Hyderabad, challenged KCR to come out openly about the alliance with the MIM. Why do they share these seats? And why do they not declare the alliance? Now you charge us with polarization. What do you call this process? I even challenged Kavita ji, who's on the program, to accept that MIM is your friend. Now, how are you going to become a mayor? Let's keep the ex officio aside. How are the winners? As I said, Rajdeep, we are the biggest winners. We got 45 plus seats.
I think you have every reason to claim you are a big winner. No doubt about it. The question is,
and TRS is
the question is, how have you come here? Imtiaz Jalil, respond to what Krishna Sagar Rao is saying. The question is, just a minute, sir.
Give me 10 seconds.
No, but you didn't answer. You didn't answer my central question, Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao. Did you all come to Hyderabad? Just a minute, sir. Now, in a city with a large Muslim population, are you playing the politics of good governance, or are you playing Hindu-Muslim?
We are playing purely on developmental agenda. The singular agenda of Bharatiya Janata Party is development. You show me one statement on religion by Amit Shah ji. You show me one.
What was Amit Shah? What was Amit Shah referring to then when he said that I want to end the Nizam culture? What was Yogi Adityanath saying that I want to change the name to Bhagyanagar? What is that? These are dog whistles.
Change of name to Bhagyanagar is about cultural nationalism. It is. We don't need to be apologetic about foreign occupiers naming our cities and we leaving them enslaved. What is so wrong in it? Okay. What is so polarizing in it? And what did Amit Shah say? Amit Shah said this is a global city. It cannot be contained by MIM in one pocket in the old city. Why didn't the metro not go to old city? That's what he was questioning. Please don't take it out of context.
Okay, let Imtiaz Jalil, who's been waiting patiently, respond. Imtiaz Jalil, if the BJP today has succeeded in Hyderabad, it is seen partly because of the failures of the ruling TRS, but also seen because the MIM is accused of playing the old city politics. So the BJP has grown in the rest of Hyderabad. Most of its gains are coming from outer Hyderabad or the new Hyderabad settler colonies, because there's a sense that the MIM has tried to make Hyderabad its fiefdom. So you also are accused of playing your own localized politics, and there's a reaction to it.
Rajdeep, first of all, let me tell you, I don't know, neither my party knows as to how many wives MIM has, because TRS says we are married to the BJP, we are the B team of BJP. BJP says no, we are married to TRS. See, wherever we are contesting elections, all these charges have become routine things for MIM party now. The fact is, some of the statements that you mentioned about Yogi Adityanath or the Home Minister, I would rate them as still very simple statements. Have you heard those statements? The level at which the Bharatiya Janata Party had gone down while campaigning in Hyderabad. There was a statement from a top BJP leader saying, if you vote for Asaduddin Owaisi, it means you're voting against India. ये देश के खिलाफ का आप वोट करेंगे. If you vote for Asaduddin Owaisi, he is a second Jinnah. There was one leader who said, if we come to power, we will put both the Owaisi brothers under a fit. There was another leader who said, if we come to power, then we will do surgical strike on Old City. Now, this was the level of campaigning that BJP had to resort to for taking all these seats that they have taken. Now, the fact is, Rajdeep, have you ever, I can challenge the BJP. Now tell me, which other city in India did your Home Minister, the Central Home Minister, the party's national leader, the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, Smriti Irani, you name n number of top political leaders from the BJP, they had to come and camp in Hyderabad to get these 35-40 seats which they have got after contesting 150 seats.
Imtiaz Jalil, a political party is entitled to fight every election. Let's give credit to the BJP. They fight every election as if it is a matter of life and death. That they have every right to do that.
No.
Now you can't deny them that.
I would like to ask from the BJP, which is the other election, the municipal body elections that they have contested in India, where all their top leadership had to go and camp in a city like Hyderabad, what they did. The fact is, at least because of the fear of MIM, we could get the UP Chief Minister to walk on the streets of Hyderabad. We could get the Home Minister of the central government to come and walk on the streets of Hyderabad. It was that fear factor of MIM that if we send some small-time leaders from the BJP, we will not be able to do that. So they had to
Jalil, if today... Okay, I take your point, but Imtiaz Jalil, if today the BJP is accused of playing, let's say, Hindutva politics in Hyderabad, MIM for decades has been accused of playing to its Muslim constituency. So you have a 40% Muslim population in Hyderabad. The BJP is now looking at the non-Muslim population. You want to consolidate your vote as you have in this election, and the BJP now is grabbing the rest of the vote. So who is polarizing here? Both of you, in a sense, are accused of polarization and counter-polarization.
Rajdeep.
One minute, Mr.
Rajdeep, if we are accused of this polarization, show me one complaint which the BJP has filed against the MIM leadership with the Election Commission, that these are the statements that they have filed. Now, let me tell you, this is the same party that in 2014, when they came to power, I still remember those words from Mr. Narendra Modi, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Tell me, out of the 150 seats, how many Muslims did they give tickets to in Hyderabad? Where I am very proud today, Rajdeep, that in Purana Shahar, one non-Muslim, a Hindu candidate, won from the MIM ticket by defeating a Muslim candidate of the Congress. Now, this is the true secularism that we have been talking about.
That's one example. Out of the 51 seats you fought, how many Hindus did you give tickets to?
Five tickets we had given. 5 tickets we had given, and the other two, another Hindu lady, she won from the Old City area. So these are the tickets. The fact is, how many tickets? Because we contested only 51 tickets. If we had contested 150 tickets, then definitely we could have given 20.
Okay, let me...
Now, the same question I would request you to ask the BJP, how many tickets did they give to the...
Fair question. Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao, in a city with a... Just a minute. In a city with a population of 40% Muslims, how many Muslims did you give tickets to?
See, I don't want to get into...
No. I want to ask this question. You claim... No. You must answer this.
I will tell you one ticket.
For me, Rajdeep. Rajdeep, you are being a judge, jury and everybody.
No, I'm asking you a question. I don't know. Can you tell me how many
Gentlemen.
Muslims did you give a ticket to in Hyderabad?
Why don't you listen? Why don't you at least listen when you ask a question? You give unproportionate, uninterrupted time to Kavita ji and also my MIM friend. But when it comes to me,
I'm asking you
you're
a
in a rush
question.
all the time. You don't let me
One
complete a
simple question,
sentence.
sir. One simple
Now,
question. How many tickets?
First you have, today we are the newsmaker, not MIM. Today I am the newsmaker,
Yes, sir.
not Kavita.
Okay,
But
Imtiaz, just a minute.
No. The question is, gentlemen, the question is, how many tickets did you give to a Muslim in
that is not
Hyderabad?
an issue.
Where the
You are not
population in
what-
most areas is more than 40%. How many
Agreed.
tickets? Just one
Okay,
simple
Imtiaz,
question.
I'm asking, let me do the, I know you're a former journalist, let me ask the question. Yes, go ahead. Krishna Sagar Rao, how many?
Rajdeep, I am asking the MIM man, is DRS your friend? Is KCR your friend or not? On this channel, please officially tell me, is he your friend or not? Are you in an alliance or not?
Okay, that
Tell me.
question to be asked to him, you didn't answer my question.
My dear
Tell me
friend,
whether am I-
what does this question, whether we are friends with TRS, whether we are
Okay, let me just,
simple question is,
you know,
how many tickets you have given,
You
gentlemen?
won't be
Simple
able to
question.
do that.
okay, Javed Ansari, allow me to move away from the noise. Just a minute, I'll come back to you, Krishna Sagar Rao ji. Javed Ansari, what seems to have happened in Hyderabad is the Congress TDP vote has collapsed. The BJP seems to have become the principal opposition party. We've seen this happen now in different states. As the Congress declines, the BJP rises. Is it as simple as that?
That is not
Or is
true.
it simply that the BJP now has a more effective machine than the Congress?
Are you asking
Look,
me?
there are certain facts which speak for themselves. One,
Yes.
that the TRS's joyride is over. Earlier, there was no alternative. There was no opposition. Now there is a viable opposition in the form of BJP, and the BJP is breathing down its neck. For the 3.5 years that are left of this term of the TRS government, they will constantly have to look over the shoulder. BJP, it is a no-brainer to suggest that the BJP leaves no stone unturned. The moment they won the by-election, they realized they were in with a chance and they moved in with full force. We might disagree with what the BJP stands for, the way they go about things, but the fact is that they are willing to fight for every blade of grass. They are willing to fight for every inch of the
No,
political
so who
turf.
stops the
Very
Congress
few
from doing
parties
it,
do
Javed?
that.
Why has the Congress, according to you, given up on Telangana? Today we've heard that the party president, state party president has decided to resign.
It's ironical that a party
country.
that
Ask him the
created
question, does Congress
Telangana
exist
is
actually?
now is now a peripheral force. I mean, after the demise of Mr. YSR Reddy, they went in for this panicky step of dividing the state, and since then the ground has shifted irrevocably from under their feet. And their leaders and their leadership have done precious little to try and win back the trust of the people. And the Congress party's nightmare just continues and continues, and things continue to get worse. I do not, for the life of me, see the Congress coming back in the distant future. It's not going to happen.
You know,
The
so
TRS also stands diminished. It will be dependent on Mr. Asad Owaisi, and one can disagree with Mr. Asad Owaisi's politics, but you have to give it to him that he is emerging as a formidable voice of the Muslims.
You know, the fact, though, is, Imtiaz Jalil, I asked Krishna Sagar Rao about how many tickets the BJP gave Muslims. He didn't answer that. Now, you answer the question, hopefully directly, whether you will now align with the TRS to keep the BJP out. Is that your single point agenda now in Hyderabad in the near future?
Well, Rajdeep, let me be very clear as far as my party policy is concerned. We are very clear on this front. Come what may, we will go with anyone, but subject the offer should come in a dignified way to my party boss, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi. They should not expect we will go, ki hum aa gaye hai, now take us karke. Let TRS come in a dignified way to Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, and we will go with anyone in this country to defeat Bharatiya Janata Party. Because the real enemy, if the real damage to this country, if any political party has done during the past few years, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party. And
That
all
probably...
the parties, I think it is high time they will have to come together and think how they can defeat the BJP. Why BJP got so many seats in Hyderabad? It is for the TRS to realize They did not damage a single seat of the MIM in Hyderabad. We were strong. Our stronghold was there in Hyderabad. We continued to retain that position in Hyderabad in spite of the fact that it was that fear factor of Asaduddin Owaisi that we could see so many top BJP leaders
you made that
lined
point.
up in the old city of Hyderabad to campaign and beg for votes, but the people simply rejected them. And when I talk about people, it's not just the Muslims, it's the Hindus, the Dalits, the backwards, and everybody who have been standing
The truth,
with
though,
MIM for so many years.
you made your point, Imtiaz. The truth, though, the BJP is the rising force of Telangana. And therefore, I want to ask you, Krishna Sagar Rao, is the politics of the BJP now, looking ahead to 2023, when the next big election takes place in Telangana, about taking on the TRS, exposing the TRS, or is it about using the MIM to play Hindu-Muslim politics? I want a straight answer. Will you continue to play this politics? Let's rename Bhagyanagar. Let's do get rid of the Nizam culture. I mean, are you going to do constructive politics or polarizing, divisive politics? Straight, direct answer.
Rajdeep, I always give direct answers, but you don't seem to have time for me. In any case, I'll answer your first question about the candidates, because my MIM friend was asking. MIM has Muslim in its name, the party itself. But Bharatiya Janata Party has Bharatiya in its name. So when we give tickets, we look for Bharatiya, we look for Indians. We don't look for Hindus or Muslims. That's not our criteria. This is the
So Muslims are not Bharatiya.
Now coming to your question about
Muslims are not Bharatiya according to you.
Telangana, why didn't you keep quiet when you spoke? I listened.
Okay.
No, tell me, I can't keep quiet. Then you tell me that you look for Bharatiya. Muslims are also Bharatiya. As much Bharatiya as you are, gentlemen.
You are a 1% party. I don't need to engage you. See, when it comes to what we do with TRS, there is a bipolar fight now. And it is not because of Congress death BJP has risen. It is, in fact, the opposite way. Congress has its 2 seats. We have eaten into TRS. And Kavita ji was very tactful in saying that Congress death has risen Bharatiya Janata Party. No, it is 50% of TRS party's vote share and seat share is what we have eaten. And we are going to eat the whole of TRS by the next election.
Okay.
And we are going to expose the public corruption. We are going to expose the family rule. And of course, we will dislodge them through the mandate of the people. We are not going to do anything else other than that.
Let me you are sounding confident. You have every reason after what has happened today to sound confident. You clearly have seen.
Let's not disrespect the voters. That's what I wish to say.
Okay, you've clearly seen. I take your point, sir.
Small appeal.
Yes.
Whenever we talk about polarized politics and how BJP gets its votes, we should not be ending up disrespecting the voters and considering voters of fools to vote just because somebody says Hindu or Muslim. I don't think so. They are the most smart people. They choose a particular party because of its central agenda and performance record.
Okay, Rajdeep, just one simple question. Isn't the BJP able to find one single Bharatiya Muslim, whether at the central level, whether in Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, one single Bharatiya Muslim, are they not able to find?
I don't want. I think all those questions. We're at the moment. I think we've heard from all sides. Clearly, what has happened today is an important day in Telangana's politics and possibly in the BJP's drive to move into the south of the country. To all my guests, Krishna Sagar Rao, Imtiaz Jalid, Javed Ansari and K. Kavita, appreciate your joining us on what is an important day. That a civic election has acquired this kind of importance just shows how the BJP's machine fights from panchayat to parliament.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.